Agile has failed. Agile is dead. Here we go again, right? Another round of what we don't know about Agile. What I can tell you is this: we failed Agile. So let me give you a scenario. Let's just play it out. What happened to Agile? Or, in other words, what did we do to Agile? What did we do to it? For decades, developers were trapped. They couldn't bear the situation any longer, following requirements that resulted in features customers never used, demotivated everyone, and a revolution was necessary. At the beginning of the 2000s, we finally realized that we could not predict everything up front. A plan would fool everyone and yield pointless results. It was time to break silos and boost collaboration. Move from features to results, from plans to goals, from fragmented responsibilities to autonomous teams. The Agile Manifesto was born in 2001, and a massive transformation started. We all gained hope. What appeared to be impossible suddenly seemed possible. It was time to foster collaboration and create things that mattered the most. We had hope for a brighter future, but something derailed us, and we messed up Agile. Shame on you. Shame on us. Look around. It's been more than 2 decades since the Agile Manifesto. And what do you see? Think about it. Let me share what I see. I'm sure you know the values of the manifesto. Let me show you what I see. Output over outcome. Opinions over evidence. Plans over goals. Control over empowerment. I'm sorry, but I think we fell back to the outdated standard behaviors. The truth is, we as humans dislike the unknown. So we find security in having a plan. We fear failure. So we try to control each other instead of empowering each other. Solutions easily elude our minds, and we ignore learning. I understand naturally that Agile was about accelerating learning to enable us to create value sooner. It was about simplicity instead of complexity. But where are we now? What did we do to Agile? Since the birth of the Agile Manifesto, many methods and frameworks have emerged, and we magically mutated all of them into a version of our old friend Waterfall. This is about hope. It's not about complaints. I don't want to bash the mistakes we made, but to illustrate what I've personally done, what I've seen others doing that's diminishing agility. By the end of this episode, I want to give you hope on where to step back and change your scenario for a more agile, revolutionary one. Do you know why user stories were born? They came to exist because software engineers couldn't accept implementing features without understanding the user's perspective. They wanted to ensure a conversation around a problem would happen and that we'd be ready to create a solution that mattered most to the user. What happened to user stories? It became the most used requirement format within Agile teams, yet it got distorted to its initial intent of fostering collaboration. What I see now is quite ugly. Product owners and managers trying to write precise stories to ensure developers ask no questions, no soup for you, no questions. Developers complain that story doesn't contain all of the precise information that I need in order to be able to do this. It doesn't tell me whether to use a SOAP-based web interface or a REST-based. Oh my gosh. Nobody talks about real user stories, but never get tired of writing user stories. Extensive focus on writing and little space for collaboration has created user stories that don't encapsulate the user's needs. I know it sounds weird, but user stories aim to increase collaboration and build a shared problem understanding. We transformed it into another way of representing requirements, which I think is really interesting. In the past, teams used absolute time to estimate activities. You generally see in multiples of 2 or 4 hours. A task would be a half day to goodness knows how much. That proved to be senseless as software development is complex and unpredictable. Story points came as an alternative to the initial approach. The idea of this was to estimate complexity and size instead of time. And I've been part of many teams where we just converted story points to absolute time because we just didn't understand how to discuss size or complexity. Because after all, if Susie worked on it, it would take her 4 hours. But if Michael worked on it, it would take him 6. It's just, it's obvious to me that we got it all wrong. Part of Agile, I'm going to say it, part of Agile is embracing the unknown. It's the core of Agile. We got to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Story points are a beautiful method of understanding different perspectives, increasing the team's knowledge, acknowledging size and scope of a project. Also, the more complex something is, the less we know. That's a sign the team could benefit from a research spike or getting more hands-on knowledge about what they're trying to do. It's not all about predictability. It's about predictability coupled with understanding. You need both. So that leads you to start exploring, well, this flavor of Agile didn't work, so let's try this flavor or this flavor. One of the questions I get asked all the time when I go into organizations, and it's still shocking to me, is which of the Agile frameworks is going to work the best? Is it Scrum? Is it Kanban? Is it Lean? I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm a certified Scrum trainer, and I'm going on record saying this. Here we go. It really doesn't matter which framework you use. It matters the mindset that you work in. If you can get the mindset right, you can do traditional waterfall and be successful. But my point is, you have to operate with the correct mindset. Glad we got that out of the way. What I commonly notice is companies using Agile frameworks with a fixed mindset. The result is obvious. It's another version of the old school waterfall. Yet, the framework gets the blame. The framework always gets the blame, right? I've heard these complaints. Scrum sucks. Sprints get in the way of us creating useful software. Or here's another one. We all know that Kanban is better than Scrum because we don't waste time with all the pointless meetings. That one kills me. Or, we cannot set sprint goals because we have too many important items to deliver next sprint, so setting a goal is superfluous. Or, our product owners can't even make decisions alone. I don't know why we need product owners. We should just get rid of them. The sad part is that last one came from a leader. Is the problem the framework? Is the problem how the company's using it? Or is the problem the people that we can relate to the poor implementation of what we're trying to do? That's the question. You know, I remember that movie, You Can't Handle the Truth. It's embarrassing to accept the truth. I know that I often complained about Scrum in the past. I have. And you know what? It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I was the problem, not the framework. It's easy to blame the framework. We become victims and even sometimes feel fooled. It's hard to accept that we could possibly be failing. Without a value-driven mindset, all Agile frameworks are going to lead you to the same place. Nowhere. If you don't have value-driven mindset, you're going down the wrong path. And that's the bigger problem. Before Agile, we had highly specialized roles like requirements engineer, delivery manager, software analyst. Within the Agile transformation, new roles were born. Now we have an Agile coach, a Scrum master, a product owner, a product manager. The goal was simplifying and introducing end-to-end responsibility. And while that made sense, our stubbornness just wouldn't allow us to embrace it. It wouldn't allow us to do it. So the Scrum Master came to help organizations embrace Scrum and live up to the values behind the framework: focus, openness, respect, commitment, and courage, right? But what happened is business leaders barely let Scrum Masters go beyond the Scrum team. Hey, you deal in this scenario right here. Limit your role to work exclusively with the team. That's what the company needs. And that's what we want. I was petting my kitten here, if you were wondering what I was trying to do. You know, the evil super... Never mind. What about product owners? This name has become a joke in the marketplace. Let's just face it, right? Respected leaders in the Agile workplace have taken stands asking people, don't call yourself a product owner. Is the role that bad? It was supposed to be the value maximizer, helping teams create value faster. But it became the stakeholder, or puppets doing whatever they needed to help drive the direction of the team. Why did that happen? Well, I can give you my opinion. I believe it happened because companies aren't ready to truly empower professionals as Agile requires. I want to say that again. I believe this all happened because companies aren't ready to truly empower professionals as the Agile framework requires. It requires you to empower people and give them the capabilities to do things, to make change. We decided to be Agile, but has anyone told top management about it? Has anyone told them about it? Unfortunately, I continue to observe many leaders defining who does what by when instead of setting goals and empowering teams to achieve them. Step back and take a look at how roadmaps are crafted and what they define. Most roadmaps are prescriptive plans and lack goals. As a result, teams are powerless to make decisions on how to solve problems. They can only decide how to implement solutions, even though the solution itself may not solve a problem. Until top management can step in and renounce command and control, Agile has no chance of going beyond the status quo. I understand leaders receive unbearable pressure from investors, the board, from everyone around them. The burden they carry is heavy. And that's the reason I believe they should share the responsibility with the team by trusting them to achieve meaningful goals. Command and control style should be something that's in the past. This style worked during the Industrial Revolution, but we are in a new era of Agile. What I see right now is quite disappointing, but it's not the end. We mastered the art of transforming valuable techniques into pointless ones, transforming Agile frameworks into waterfall ones, and that's on us. That's our fault. But one thing that makes me sad and skeptical is a trend I notice more. More companies are moving towards things like SAFe, another waterfall type thing with the audacity to call it Agile. I often said scale and fail early, but I am a safe SPC, so I have to be careful. It's something related to our comfort zone. People are looking for clear process and precise roles, and they want room for command and control so they can gain predictability. I then observe teams trying to decouple themselves and moving from Scrum to Scrumban or Kanban with the hope of untrapping themselves. I admire people who try to change. I really do. But this is what we need. We do need change, but migrating the framework while keeping the same outdated mindset and behavior won't get teams further. In my opinion, we failed Agile because we're not ready to embrace the unknown. Yet, we're not brave enough to admit our limits and find comfort in blaming the framework instead. My hope lies with new leaders, the ones with the guts to challenge the status quo and foster a mindset change, a mindset that enables creating value sooner, and then Agile will have another chance. What I'm here to tell you is Agile's not dead. It's entering its new era, and it's up to you to do what you can to help foster and usher in the new era of Agile, right? Are you going to say it's me, I'm the problem, it's me, and make change? Or are you just going to roll with the status quo and let Agile wither on the vine? The choice is yours, not mine. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We would love to hear from you and you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.